Good afternoon. My name is Tiffany Wheeler, and I'm the Interim Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the University. It is my honor to welcome you to the Transylvania University Class of 2029 New Student Induction Ceremony. I would like to remind everyone to please silence and put away your cell phones at this time. This event allows us to begin our academic year by celebrating our incoming students and welcoming them into our campus community. It is a chance for us to establish or renew our commitment to our community of learners and focus on the opportunities ahead. With new students comes new energy, and along with it, the excitement of imagining all that you will accomplish in your time here. Before you know it, you will be walking across our commencement stage. Trust me, it goes really fast. Well prepared to flourish in whatever stage of your life will come next. Until then, we will challenge you and support you as you prepare for a fulfilling life in a diverse world. As a proud, and I do mean proud, Transy grad myself, I have increasingly come to appreciate and value the opportunities that Transylvania University offers for close engagement with faculty and for broad, self-directed exploration and development. I want to take a few minutes to talk about the strengths of a Transy education in hopes that this will be useful, especially for our first-year class and transfer students as they design their path through all the opportunities available here. My goal for our students is an education that is firmly rooted in the liberal arts tradition, fully engaged in the present, individual for every student according to their goals and needs, and supported by close engagement with our truly excellent faculty. You will find all of that here. No matter what your career goals and your life aspirations, I believe that you will find a Transylvania education is excellent preparation. I would like to talk about some of the capabilities that I hope you will develop by the time you graduate. There is a fairly standard list of skills that employers look for: critical thinking, ability to write, comfort with teamwork, etc. And you will develop these skills here. But let me add to the list. I want you to have intellectual boldness. You develop boldness by engaging in work that's challenging, sometimes so challenging that you aren't entirely sure you can master it. Growth comes from pushing past what you can already comfortably do. It can be a little scary, but you have many resources here to support you. The faculty, the Tutoring Center and Writing Center and our Academic Center for Excellence, the library, CAPE, student life staff, and really everyone who works here can be a great resource for you. Another way to develop intellectual boldness is by studying broadly, as you will in meeting your general education requirements. Studying broadly helps develop the habit of trying new kinds of academic work. Scientists taking sociology, philosophers taking drawing, and so on. This not only teaches us all that we can try new things and live to tell the tale, but it also gives us a bigger intellectual toolkit to draw from. You never know when you will call on skills you picked up outside your major. Intellectual boldness is important, but along with it, I want you to have the intellectual humility that comes from engaging with a small sampling of the very best intellectual work that humanity has produced. It is a danger that intellectual self-confidence can tip into a refusal to learn from others or failure to believe that colleagues and classmates are worth listening to and engaging with. We are all learners together, and in very few cases do we actually have the final answers. Building on this intellectual humility, I hope you will practice honest self-assessment to recognize when your ideas need more work or a stronger foundation, and to know how to seek out the information or perspective or expertise that you may lack. As you continue your formal education over the next four years, your faculty will give you feedback on your ideas in the form of grades or commentary or advice. But you will be increasingly in the position of judging your own work as well, and that is good preparation for life after Transy. Start now to develop your ability to step back from your own work and assess it as impartially as you can, seeing what its strengths and weaknesses are and where you can improve. Finally, I want you to know how to engage across lines of difference and disagreement with candor, generosity, and clarity. This is hard work. You will likely take a number of seminar-style courses here, including first-year seminar and first-year research seminar. And these give you a wonderful opportunity to practice. I want you to engage with classmates, especially when you disagree or when you bring different life experiences into the discussion. I want you to engage with candor, speaking your truth. I want you to engage with clarity, expressing yourself so that you can be understood, especially by those who do not agree with you and do not share your assumptions. I want you to engage with generosity because we are all learning together, and because your peers are still working out what they think too. I want you to remember that it is a mark of respect to take someone's ideas seriously enough to challenge them. Keep that in mind, whether you are doing the challenging or the one being challenged. In your time at Transylvania, I hope you will form and pursue your own learning goals, working closely with our excellent faculty. I hope you will develop a real intellectual boldness combined with genuine intellectual humility. I hope you will develop the skill and habit of impartial self-assessment. And I hope you get comfortable in engaging across difference and disagreement with candor, clarity, and generosity. And let me add one final thought about generative AI tools. In some of your classes, I expect that you will be assigned to use these new tools. We want all of you to know how to use them well and what their limitations are. But in some classes or some assignments, use of these tools will be forbidden. I want to offer you an analogy to think with. Some of you go to the gym to lift weights. You may set yourself a daily goal to do a certain number of reps with a particular weight. You could take a forklift to the gym, which would make it easier and faster to lift the weights, right? But nobody does that because the real goal isn't to adjust the altitude of the weights. It's to build strength or endurance or speed. It's the same thing with academic assignments. The real goal isn't to put one more essay about Plato's dialogues into the world. It's to build your ability to analyze texts, assess arguments, and write clearly about your analysis and conclusions. You will need this skill in the future when you have to read and sign contracts or write business cases or persuade someone to agree with you. You have to do the work to build the skill. And you should always feel free to ask your professors why they've assigned the work and what skill you will develop. Now, I would like to recognize several members of our campus who are participating in today's ceremony. When I call your name, please stand and be recognized. Please hold your applause until I have completed these introductions. Mr. Brian Lewis, President of Transylvania University. Sean Gannon, President of the Student Government Association. Dr. Michael Covert, Dean of Students. Jesse Rowe, Assistant Director of Student Success. Thank you all for joining us today. I would also like to thank our orientation leaders, who are exceptional upper-class students. Please stand, orientation leaders, and be recognized. I am pleased to introduce Sean Gannon, class of 2026, who serves as this year's Student Government Association president. Sean is majoring in political science and will offer words of welcome to our new students.
Good evening. Good evening, class of 2029. You have to believe me when I say I feel really old saying that number. I was 26, all right, so it's been a while. On behalf of all students, I bid you welcome to our wonderful university. Now, I know it's been a very, very long day. I know it's been very stressful. I know it's been very sweaty. But first, I think it's helpful if everyone takes a deep breath. It's a lot better, isn't it? I also invite you first to take a look to your left, to the person to your left, then take a look to the person to your right. All around, it doesn't matter wherever you look, there's going to be someone there. New students from all over this state, all over this country, and even some all over the world. You all come from many diverse backgrounds and know many different skills and love many different things. But you all have one thing in common. You have made it to the very next chapter of your lives. You can say you're a college student now. Couldn't say that when you got, accepted into Transy. You couldn't say it when you said, oh my gosh, I'm going. No, you can say it right now. It's when I say so, okay? So you can say it now. You're in the next chapter. It's very cool to have the entire class in one place. Cherish this moment. Take in the moment of calm. I remember when I was in your shoes too, 3 years ago. My hand was shaking. My body was tense, especially my shoulders while I sat in those seats. It's actually right in that little section where no one's sitting right now. It's kind of sad. But I also remember looking up to the stage. I remember seeing some of the faces. Some now I can even call friends. I remember hearing them talk about words of encouragement, words of praise, words of promise for my college life. I'm here to be honest with you. That is not what I'm here to do today. Rather, I want to tell you a story. And the whole goal is to explain to you that college, this is not an easy thing. It comes with many challenges. It comes with many, many things you have to get over, sometimes yourself, but always with others. The first few nights at Transylvania University, I can say safely, were the worst 3 nights of my life. All right, you don't have to laugh too much, all right? I get it. I'll tell you why. I didn't have a roommate. I was alone in my dorm. So I didn't have any buddies to go with. I remember first night under the stars, which you'll see soon. I promise it's a fun event, all right? I promise. I remember I sat next to the campfire. There was a s'mores bar. It was awesome. For an hour and a half, no one spoke to me. Not a one person. Okay. Great start. Loved it. Loved the college. Went back to my dorm, called my mom. I cried. I went to bed. Next day, we had a thing called the Glow Party. I went there. I sat down. No one talked to me. Hour and a half. Went home. Called my mom. I cried. It was great. I left it so far. All right, day 3. Let's give it for day 3. We had some class-wide events. Same thing. I'm like, okay, I have a great idea. I'm going to drop out. My mom didn't like that. She talked me out of it. But it didn't stop the loneliness. We took one of our class photos, which I think we'll also do again, where it was in the shape of a T. I was surrounded by hundreds of people, and I've never felt so alone. So, okay, day 4, gonna drop out, I guess. So, I tried something new. I decided to invest literally all of the energy I had left into every aspect of this institution. We at Transy pride ourselves of being able to form relationships with the people near us and always having a reliable community. We also pride ourselves on having some of the best academics and having some of the best minds here at this very school who just love to learn anything about the world. You better believe on that 4th day, I socialized my heart out. I really tried to learn everything I could about this campus, about its people, about the professors. It took a lot of effort, but eventually, I can say I actually started to enjoy myself. I started to feel like I belonged. I started making friends. I started really connecting with my first engagements group, orientation group. We called it a different thing later. I still have, to this day, some lifelong friends that I met in there. One of them, by the way, is an orientation leader too. I'll let you guess who that is. You'll probably figure it out later in the week. What I learned was a very hard lesson. In order to get to the beauty of this school, in order for this university to be wonderful and engaging, I had to first be a wonderful and engaging person myself. And that's a very hard lesson to learn, especially with such a dramatic change. So, okay, I'll give you a word of advice. I'll make it a little easier on you so you don't spend 3 nights crying, thinking about dropping out, calling your mom. Still call your mom, though. They like to hear from you. Trust yourself and be yourself. It sounds simple, but trust me. When faced with life challenges, you must always get through them by being so blatantly yourself. Anything else is false. You might not even know who that is yet, but I promise you, over time, you will. You have to always trust yourself and be yourself. There are going to be more opportunities now in this moment of your life than ever before. Seize every moment. Take on the future head on. And only then, by trusting yourself and being yourself, will you learn to love the life you live. And I know, I say all these words. But soon enough, I promise you, you're going to forge ahead to new paths. I said originally, college was not easy, but it is doable. It is worth doing. For the next few years here, you're going to step outside your comfort zone more times than you can count. Ask literally your orientation leaders, I promise you. They don't remember. But the best part is, you're going to look in your mirror every single morning, and you're going to see a growth happening, a transformation. You're going to see the change right in front of your very eyes. Eventually, you're going to reach new heights. You're going to be ready to face the world and anything it throws at you. Take it from me. Transylvania University is a life-changing experience. As long as you put in the effort, anything is possible. Most importantly, I can now not wait. I'm just so excited to be able to share it with you. Thank you very much. Now, you'll hear wonderful words of encouragement and more about the culture of Transylvania University from our very own president, Brian Lewis.
Okay, note to self, make sure Sean graduates so I don't have to follow him next year. Great job, Sean. Thank you very, very much. Well, hello there. Welcome to Transylvania. I'm already flashing back to my own experience moving into a residence hall, literally back in the last millennium. And I remember my parents dropping me off. It was sort of like your experience a bit. There was that early morning move in, got all the stuff moved in, dropped off. Then we went out to breakfast someplace. Got back to the car, There was a parking ticket on the car. My father handed it to me. He said, "You take care of this. We'll see you at Thanksgiving." And off they went. So, yeah, I was having some of those flashbacks this morning as we were unloading cars and seeing the combination of excitement and trepidation. What a wonderful job the students and the staff from across this institution do on move-in day. Will you please join me in thanking these folks? I counted it up this morning between my own and my kids' move-ins and places that I've worked. I've been involved in move-in at 9 different institutions. And for my money, Transy does it better than anybody. But I think it's an example of the kinds of things that Sean was talking about. That, you know, these students who were jumping in and helping lift, how many fridges did you carry, Will? 27. Because they want you to get their sense of excitement about what is possible at Transylvania. And it is contagious. And I hope that you will, as Sean recommended, seize it with every ounce of energy that you have. And now I've been around universities for a long time, but each fall I always return to a comment that was made by Yale University President Bart Giamatti many years ago, because I think he articulated the purpose and the necessity of a university more eloquently than anybody else I've encountered. Giamatti wrote this. He said, "The university today is very different from the one 125 years ago, or 50, or 100, or 250 years ago. And yet it is not different. It is still a constant conversation between young and old, between students, among faculty, between faculty and students. A conversation between past and present. A conversation the culture has with itself on behalf of the country. Perhaps it is the sound of all those voices over centuries overlapping, giving and taking, that is finally the music of civilization, making the world, for all its pain, work. It is a good place that continues to want to make her children better." That's certainly Transylvania University, a good place that continues to want to make her children better. So how can we start to make you better? Well, I know classes haven't started yet, but I'm going to give you 3 homework assignments. Number 1 is get to know a professor well. Number 2 is look out for each other. And number 3 is ask good questions. Let me break those out just a little bit. Getting to know one professor well each semester. Think of it here. If you're here for 4 years, you're going to get a chance between fall and winter and May terms. You'll get a chance to know a dozen professors at least really well. They are great mentors and resources, not only during your time here, but literally for decades to come. So get to know one professor well each semester. Number 2 is looking out for each other. Starting a college career can be obviously a time of great excitement, but it can also be a period of risk. You're encountering a new level of independence. Some will manage that new responsibility better than others. So look out for each other. We take care of each other here. So don't prop open the locked door to your dorm. Don't let a stranger into the dorm. Be alert to a friend who might be getting into a troublesome situation and help them steer away from it. So assignment number 2 is simply to look out for each other. And number 3 is to ask good questions. Start literally today. Ask good questions. Isidore Rabi, who was a Nobel Prize winner in physics, said that when he would come home from school each day, instead of his mother asking him, If he learned anything in school today, she would ask him, "Did you ask any good questions today?" So ask good questions. And I want to take the challenge that Dean Wheeler gave you a little step farther about encountering and engaging with difference. So indulge me for a moment. Could you just please fold your arms? Okay. So look up and down the row, and you'll notice that not everybody folds their arms the same way. Some people have, right hand in, I've got left hand out. Okay, so everybody, just without even thinking, folds their arms a little differently. Okay, now reverse the way that you normally fold your arms. Okay, feels a little awkward, feels a little uncomfortable, but it's equally uncomfortable for everybody else along the row with you. So, yeah, don't dismiss those differences, explore them. Recognize it can be challenging to try something different, especially a different perspective, but don't shy away from it. So, I mentioned Giamatti a moment ago about this place being the music of civilization, and I find that that is so true of the Transylvania campus. As you walk across this campus, you will feel and listen to and experience different kinds of music. Probably you'll have your earbuds in or whatever, but just once in a while, maybe take the earbuds out. Because especially at night, in the lamplight, Transylvania can be like a lullaby. Allow yourself the chance to let that sink in and embrace it. So, yeah, take out your earbuds. Don't stare at your phone as you walk across campus. Engage with that person who's coming towards you. You might make a new friend. Open yourself to all that Transylvania has to offer. And I will leave you with one last piece of wisdom or advice from my favorite philosopher, Jedi Master Yoda, who simply said when Luke Skywalker was trying to get his spaceship out of the swamp and he was trying to use the Force, and Skywalker said, "Okay, I'll try." And Yoda stamped his little green foot and he said, "No, do or do not. There is no try." So do Transy, do yourself, make the most of your time here. And now I'm very pleased to introduce our Dean of Students, Dr. Michael Covert.
Good afternoon. It's so great to see everyone today, and let me first say congratulations. You've survived endless Costco runs, the heavy boxes, and at least one heated debate about where the mini fridge should be placed in the room. I also want to say, thus far, you all are my favorite class because you brought this wonderful weather with you. Because typically, August in central Kentucky, it's hot and humid, so by this time in the afternoon, people are a little cranky and don't always smell so great. So this auditorium doesn't have quite the same feeling. So way to bring the weather. To parents and families, I know this moment carries a mixture of emotions. You're proud, you're excited, but you may also be feeling that tug in your heart as you prepare to head home without your student. Some of you parents may already have a fun adventure or long postponed project on the horizon. Others may simply be wondering how quiet the house will feel tonight. As the father of a college student myself, I can tell you I absolutely understand the lump in your throat. But here's the truth. That feeling is proof that you've done your job. This is what you've worked for, prayed over, and sacrificed for. You've raised a student who is ready to step into this next chapter, and that is something worth celebrating. And students, let me say this clearly. You belong here, every single one of you. You've earned your place, and we cannot wait to see the energy, talent, and ideas that you bring to our community. College, of course, is about being part of a scholarly community, but it's also about figuring out who you are, making friends that may last a lifetime, and learning the life skills that your family will be glad that you finally picked up. So here's my advice. Be brave enough to branch out. Don't just stick with your high school friends, your roommate, your teammates, or people that you already know. Stretch yourself. Sit with someone new in the dining hall. Join that club that seems interesting. Maybe even take a class that intimidates you a little. Because I can assure you, some of the very best parts of college happen outside of your comfort zone. And families, I want you to hear this as well. You are not leaving your student here alone. You're leaving them in a community that cares deeply about them. We're here to support not only their academics, but their whole journey, their health, their wellness, their friendships, their leadership, and all the ways that they will grow. So today, we mark a beginning. For families, it's the beginning of cheering from a new distance. For students, it's the beginning of a chapter filled with growth, discovery, and opportunity. We are honored to walk alongside you in this journey. Welcome to campus, welcome to our community, and welcome to your new home in Transylvania. It is now my pleasure to introduce Jesse Rowe, our Assistant Director of Student Success and the creative genius behind this weekend's orientation program.
Good afternoon. Oh, I'm the shortest one on the panel, I think. Class of 2029, by way of formalizing our tradition of excellence and your participation in a community of scholars, we have something we would like to give you. Throughout the days and weeks ahead, you will learn much about Transylvania's extraordinary history and heritage. Yet, despite our past glories, all of us gathered here today are certain that each of you has the potential to bring even greater honor to this remarkable institution. Without question, many individuals helped you get to this point in your life. During your time at Transylvania, you will meet many more people who will assist you and inspire you. As we conclude this ceremony, we would like to present you with an important memento, one that represents the community of scholarship that is Transylvania. Our ushers will guide each row of the class of 2029 up on stage, where the president and dean will present each of you a Transylvania coin, which is inscribed on one side with the university's motto. In that light, we pass on the light. We believe that the education that Transylvania students receive yields enlightened individuals. Each generation of pioneers benefits from the light of those who came before, and in turn, offers the same to those who follow. On the other side of the coin, you will find the following quote: "The unexamined life is not worth living." This quote is from the Greek philosopher Socrates. We hope that 4 years from now, as you prepare to walk across the stage at graduation, you will consider giving the coin to someone important to you, someone who helped you along the way. Chances are, designating a single person from your collegiate experience will be one of the most difficult things you undertake. Keep the coin close. Take it out occasionally and consider all that you plan to accomplish over the next 4 years. After you receive your coin, you will sign the new student registry. We will now invite the class of 2029 to come forward as part of the ceremony. Ushers, please assist the class coming up on stage, one row at a time. Will the first row of students please stand up?
Over the next 4 years, you will come to know our alma mater, Hail Transylvania. The lyrics are in your program, so if you can look at the lyrics to our Hail Transylvania song. And I now invite all who are able to stand while it is played. So if you can please stand if you're able. Please be seated. You can expect to join in singing Hail Transylvania at your commencement ceremony. Now I ask that you remain seated during the recessional and until the platform party has reached the back of the auditorium. As a reminder, from 6 to 7 p.m., students and families will have the opportunity to eat at our Taste of Home dinner. And then we'll have the opportunity to say your goodbyes before students will have either commuter student meetings or resident hall meetings. Parents, we really thank you for entrusting us with your students. Thank you for joining us for our induction ceremony. You are now formally a first-year student at Transylvania University. Welcome to our class of 2029.